Alright, so these are my last thoughts before Collegiate Nationals. So I recently turned 22, and 6 days ago, and I realized a lot of the stuff that's been going on in my life. And I made a promise to myself to not think about these things anymore. So whoever watches this boring video, just know that this will probably be the last time you hear me say these things. I always thought in my life, that when nobody shows up for something that you do, it was kind of natural. You know, I've always remembered during my elementary school days and my middle school soccer games and my high school varsity cross country and weightlifting competitions, and even now during my national and world level powerlifting competitions. It didn't really bother me much that nobody really showed up. But after reevaluating my life at this point, I began to realize, where I walked, I walked alone, and where I stood alone. Of course, this only applied to my hobbies, but at this point, powerlifting has become more than just a hobby. It's just become like a section of my life that I can never, get rid of anymore, just because I love it so much. I have become successful, and I've realized that whenever I go do out of state stuff, I've always done it alone. If it wasn't for Mark Freeman, a lot of the things that I've done probably would have never happened because I didn't really have the money for it. For the past couple of years, he's paid for pretty much everything. Transportation, food, hotel, and I've had other people like Sherman and Joe Capolino and them kind of helped me out with meet fees and giving me a place to stay when I needed it at a meet. And I'm really thankful for teammates like them, especially like Brooks Conway. He's literally seen me, from a nobody, and has helped me become, somebody as good as me. So, I kind of just want to thank them for everything that they've done. But, as teammates, they all love doing what I enjoy as well. But it's just that, every time I won, I stood on the podium alone. I came home with a gold medal, and with nobody to share with or nobody to appreciate his worth, that I do. And I see many people who show up, during the meets with their parents, and family who pays for all their hotel fees and buy them food and, just support them through, their entire experience at their meets, their first meet, their second meet, stuff like that. And I always thought it was kind of weird seeing people's parents come out because it's, I never really understood, why. Just because, I would think, maybe their parents would be busy, or with work and stuff like that. It's kind of weird, that we're traveling out of state, that they actually came out as well. So it was just kind of unnatural for me to see things like that. But as my career continues, I begin to notice it's not them, it's me. As I stand before you, working hard every day of every week, year of the year, just training to become the best that I can be, chasing after a dream, trying to chase after someone's total, of course, I've always been, a huge fan of Caleb Williams since I began powerlifting because, in the weight class that I'm at, he's always the guy that I hear about. He's always the guy that I hear about, especially in the team that I'm in right now, Team Quest. He used to be the guy that ran my weight class. So I'm always chasing for his success because he's pretty well known. And I've noticed everything that I've done so far from this point on isn't really just about me anymore and my own success. Everything that I do now is gonna continue to affect people in the future and affect my school and my country as I represent them in international meets. And most important to me, everything that I do is gonna affect my people or my race. because everything that I do at this point will move our people forward, because there's not much that a lot of us has done, where we've represented, in a world team, fighting together, to win, so doing something like that is pretty amazing in itself. So I begin to realize that it's kind of hard, trying to do this, trying to use money that I don't have to do this. But it's hard. It's hard to stay strong when it was almost impossible to start this mission in the first place. So to cut the story short, I mean, all I'm saying is, I'll probably no longer bitch about my journey. If I continue to fight for me and for all those or I will continue to fight for those who believes in me. And if I continue to stand on my own when I win, then so be it. I will continue this journey till the end, because my life has become more than just me. It's become a lifestyle that will affect the rest of the people around me and my race in general for as long as I'm going to continue living in the US. So this is probably the last time you're going to hear me complain about nobody coming out and doing this and that. I think I've gotten to the point where I'm gonna just say fuck it. I'm gonna do this just because I love it. And if somebody wants to show some love and somebody wants to come out and support, then cool. Because I'm just kind of tired of hearing people say that they're gonna come out and support, and they never do. So I'd rather just have you say you can't make it and just watch me on a screen or something like that. I'll probably be more appreciative of that. So like I said, I probably won't bitch about this anymore as I continue to grow in the sport and in myself. So just wish for the best. This is probably going to be the last video I post up until after collegiates, because I kind of just want to have my mindset on doing what I'm going to do when I show up, make the world team, and head out to Hungary if everything that I do is meant for that. So peace.
Where I walk alone. Where I fight alone.